Stand Up for Grain Safety presents Personal Fall Arrest.
Personal fall arrest typically starts with an anchorage, then has a body harness, and then a coupling mechanism or a lanyard that's going to be attached. So let's start with the harness. First, you need to find a harness that's fit for your application. There's this one that I'm holding here has got a number of different D-rings on it. It's got a dorsal D-ring, would be on your back. It's got side D-rings. Each of those have different purpose. If we're going to be using it for personal fall arrest to keep me from contacting the level below, I want to be on my dorsal D-ring. I want to be on the area behind my back, and that's the one that's going to be used for personal fall arrest. Ones that are on the side or on the front for ladder safety climbing devices, the ones that are on the side might be for positioning or retrieval in a confined space type environment. But we want to make sure that we get the right harness for the application that we need. We want to make sure the harness fits us, and we want to make sure that we're trained by a competent person. We know how to use, adjust, maintain, inspect. This thing is got to be right every time that you use it. You got to take care of it and maintain it so it keeps its function, and it will act the way that you want it to in the event of a fall. Another common thing that we see is on the dorsal D-ring, you're only allowed one hook on the D-ring. So if you're using multiple devices, say a self-retracting lifeline and a lanyard, you can't have more than one hook there. So you're going to have to either get the right lanyard, a dual leg lanyard, or maybe an adapter that's going to help you stay within the confines of the system that you're using and using it in the way the manufacturer's instructed, which means one hook on the D-ring. So once we've got our harness and we know how to use it, we've been properly trained, it's applicable for the application that we need, then we have to find something to anchor to. And that takes a lot of forethought and planning, because there's a number of places that aren't going to be adequate for you to be able to anchor to. What we're looking for is 5,000 pounds of force that anchor can withstand. In the event that you deploy that in a fall, you're going to generate quite a bit of force, and what we're looking for is 5,000 pounds. So that would be something structural. It's not things that wouldn't have that capacity. We need to be looking at those and pre-planning for where our anchorage points are. So the anchorage point of 5,000 pounds may be something structural. And here in this application, we've got a structural beam that we've got an anchorage strap that we were able to loop through itself. Again, this is not something that is not applicable for the application. This is approved to be able to be wrapped around a structural beam and to be used then into my lanyard as an anchorage point. Okay, what we don't want to see is areas such as I have above me here that would be of anchoring to mid rails or guard rails or maybe even conduit that would not be adequate in the event of a fall. It would not be strong enough to hold you. Another thing that we commonly see is people will wrap a lanyard back to itself, tie it around something and tie it back to itself. You can only do that with approved lanyards that are approved to be able to have the tie back capabilities, so to go around a structural member and tie back into itself and provide you with an anchorage point that would be adequate. Fall protection is very important. You need to make sure that you have the right harness, you have the right lanyard, you have the right anchorage point to keep you from contacting that surface below.
For more information on Stand Up for Grain Safety, visit www.standupevents.org.